Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to give you 8 latest defense updates. Number 1, Army planning third batch of K9 Vajra howitzers after approval. In a significant boost to its artillery capabilities, the Indian Army has secured final clearance for producing an additional 100 K9 Vajra self-propelled howitzers, complementing the 100 units inducted in 2021. According to information shared, the Army officials have now confirmed plans for a third batch of 100 more K9 Vajra units set to be ordered after the integration of the current second batch. The forthcoming second batch of K9 Vajra howitzers will come equipped with winterization kits tailored for high altitude operations along India's northern borders. Next, Gripen E production in India. In a strategic move that could reshape India's aerospace manufacturing landscape, Saab India is poised to collaborate with Dynamic Technologies for the production of the Gripen E fighter jet. Should it secure the Indian Air Force multi-role fighter aircraft tender for 110 jets? This partnership would be contingent on Saab being allowed to establish its own final assembly line in India. After terminating its previous partnership with Adani Defence for the Gripen E bid, Saab has decided to take a solo approach under its Indian subsidiary. This decision underscores Saab's confidence in its ability to manage and lead the entire program independently while integrating with the Indian manufacturing ecosystem. Next, ejection parachutes for LCA Tejas pilots. In a significant stride towards self-reliance in defense, India's Ordnance Parachute Factory in Kanpur has embarked on manufacturing seat ejection parachutes specially designed for the pilots of the indigenous Tejas fighter aircraft. This development marks the end of India's dependency on foreign suppliers from America and Europe for these critical safety components. Until now, the Indian Armed Forces have relied on imports for pilot ejection parachutes, which are integral for the safety of pilots during emergency ejection from fighter jets. The Aerial Delivery Research and Development Establishment, under the aegis of the DRDO, has engineered a parachute system tailored to the demanding specification of the Tejas aircraft. Next, negotiations for 43,000 crore submarine project. MDL, in collaboration with Germany's ThyssenKrupp Marine Systems, has reached the commercial negotiation stage for India's 43,000 crore submarine project under Project 75I. This significant development marks progress in India's ambitious efforts to enhance its submarine fleet with state-of-the-art technology. The project, part of the Indian Navy's Project 75I initiative, aims to procure 6 next-generation conventional submarine equipped with advanced air-independent propulsion system. These submarines will provide enhanced stealth, extended underwater endurance, and superior operational capabilities, making them a critical addition to India's maritime defense. Next, simulating an Indian Air Force strike on Pakistan Air Force base. In the simulated war scenario where the Indian Air Force plans to strike the Pakistan Air Force based at Sargodha with over 120 air-launched ballistic missiles within first 24 hours of conflict, the implications and outcomes could be profound. The mission begins with IAF aircraft, likely Mirage 2000 or Su-30 Mk1, taking off from various bases across northern region. These planes equipped with ALBMs would fly close to the border or perhaps even enter Pakistan Air Force covertly at low altitudes to avoid detection by PAF radar system. The ALBMs, unlike traditional cruise missiles, would provide a ballistic trajectory advantage, following for a steep descent onto the target, reducing the time for defensive countermeasures. Next, India's edge in precision-guided munition. The Indian Air Force holds a significant strategic advantage over Pakistan Air Force in terms of its inventory of standoff weapons and precision-guided munition. This 4:1 superiority in stockpiles is a critical factor in maintaining air dominance and ensuring the effectiveness of India's air power in a conflict scenario. Standoff weapon and PGMs are at the heart of modern air combat. They allow Air Force to strike targets with high precision from safe distances, minimizing the risk to aircraft and pilots. The IAF's extensive and diverse inventory includes air-to-ground and air-to-air missiles, glide bombs, and smart munition sourced from both indigenous and international manufacturers. This combination of quality and technological diversity provides the IAF with unmatched flexibility and lethality. Next, setting up an air-to-ground weapon training range at Bidar. The Indian Air Force ambitious plan to establish an air-to-ground weapon training range at the Air Force Station in Bidar has hit several roadblocks, preventing it from gaining the necessary momentum. Despite the strategic importance of enhancing and training capabilities for air-to-ground combat scenarios, the project has not progressed as anticipated. Bidar, known for its favorable weather conditions and existing infrastructure like the Hawk Advanced Jet Trainer operation, seemed an ideal location for such a range. However, the initiative has been bogged down by a series of challenges. These include environmental concerns, land acquisition issues, and bureaucratic delay. The local ecosystem and wildlife, particularly in an area rich with biodiversity, have raised environment alarms about the potential impact of such a military facility. Next, MOU signed for UAV manufacturing plant. JSW Defence has signed an agreement with the Telangana government to set up a facility in the state of manufacturing unmanned aerial systems. Thank you.